This is my Francis X5 espresso machine. It is approximately 15 to 20 years old, and in the last 10 years it's been in storage. Has not had much use because we were overseas, and this machine is not dual voltage. So to prepare it for use back here in the United States, I extensively cleaned the insides with some descaler multiple times. And then eventually I did use apple cider vinegar, or a dilution thereof. And only later did I read in the manual that you are not supposed to use vinegar, but seems like all is well. So in order to get this thing open, there are two fasteners on the inside, one behind this clock on the front, and then another in the back, which I will show you momentarily. The goal here was to just check the insides and the innards in general to see if there was any cause for concern. The first bolt is located behind this clock, and which does come out with a little bit of effort. It's not too difficult to do. This one was already in here loose, so it's a little bit more difficult than it seems here. First bolt already removed. Underneath right there, all you need to pop that one off is a 5/16 ratchet. And then on the back, you will need a T8 hex wrench of sorts. There are the pieces right there, already removed. So, number one here, number two is in the back. Comes from right there. Those are the only two fasteners you need to take off of it. And then you have to pry off the lid. You can see the bag is already a little bit ajar. That is probably the most difficult part, is just prying it off. And even still, it's not that bad. Okay, and on the underside of the lid here, it's held in place by 4 posts. Here is the inside of it. I was mostly concerned that my descaling efforts were in vain and that there would be, I don't really know what I expected. I'm not an electrician, not very good at this stuff, but it looks pretty clean underneath here despite its age. That tube looks nearly new to me. And then the tube over back here. This goes into the reservoir, and this is where it joins up inside the machine. Everything back here looks fairly clean. That, I believe from my research on the internet, it was the temperature control board. I think that is, again, not an electrician, I think that is a solid state something or another, something to do with electricity and powering it on. That is a ground wire if I've ever seen one. That's where the power cable gets plugged in. That's the switch on and off. And over here someplace, I believe, is the switch to change it from steamer to espresso maker. That is definitely the boiler. Very familiar with that one, the heating element. That is how you open up your Francis X5.